get that stuff together. We can room once again. Yeah. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. Also sweet. I guess everything I say means break down, huh? Everything I say means break down, huh? Y'all ain't gonna put y'all hands together. We ain't gonna roll. We gonna put your hands together. And we can sing. We can all sing together, but we can't talk together. But that's what I'm talking about.
Born in the heart of Washington, D.C., on February 4th, 1968, Willie Irving Gaston Jr., known on the street by the nickname Heavy One, was an original member of the Junkyard Band, which started in 1980 when a group of friends from Burney Elementary School in Berry Farms Southeast struck out on their own musically when budget cuts left them without a band program at school. Willie was raised in a vibrant community known for its cultural richness and resilience, where the hardships turned into summer enjoyment and porch-light cookouts that could last all night. Go-go music was already popular in D.C. thanks to pioneers like Chuck Brown and Rare Essence. But Junkyard Band brought a raw, youthful spirit to it. They were all just kids, some as young as 9, creating their own instruments from paint buckets and tin cans emulating the band on the Fat Albert cartoon. They had a mean groove and the community behind them.
What made you all pick go-go music to be the form of music that you all wanted to play?
You said you said it yourself. Living here in Berry Farms, that's all we heard. That's all we listened to. I mean, all the best came down here and played regularly, something like once a week.
Like Red.
As long as it was nice, they came down here. Trouble Funk, they came down here.
In 1983, the Junkyard Band made their big screen debut in an unlikely place, a Hollywood film called D.C. Cab, a comedy directed by Joel Schumacher, who would later go on to direct Batman Forever, starring Mr. T, Adam Baldwin, and a cast of colorful characters playing scrappy oddball cab drivers in Washington, D.C. The movie was loud, weird, and full of that early 80s urban grit, and it gave a major spotlight to something even louder and more authentic, the city's native go-go music. They performed at block parties, downtown 19th and M Street Northwest, and local events all over D.C., and word started spreading about these kids who could make buckets sound better than most bands. Their ingenuity and talent soon caught the attention of Def Jam Records, the iconic hip-hop label founded by Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin would sign them around 1985. Most of the Def Jam roster was hardcore rap, but Junkyard Band stood out as a unique act. In 1986, they released The Word and their breakout single Sardines that remains a DC classic, which got national airplay and caught the attention of hip-hop heads and went on tour across the country. Though Junkyard Band never became a commercial powerhouse like some Def Jam artists, their authenticity and sound made them icons in DC music history. In 1988, Junk would make another film appearance in Tougher Than Leather, starring Run DMC, directed by Rick Rubin.
How did the Tougher Than Leather, movie part which y'all participated in? How did that come about?
Well, when we had signed with CBS Def Jam, quite naturally Rush Productions was managing Run DMC, and Rush is a diversified company. Even it was diversified back in the day when we signed with them. It was even more diversified now in that they had the Comedy Jam and everything. but they were into producing movies, managing groups, as well as having a record company. And because we were on the record label, and they were starting to get into the movie industry, they said, well, hey, let's give one of our groups a little part in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And so they gave us a small part in the movie, and believe it or not, a lot of notoriety came out of that little part in that movie, as well as DC Cash.
Right, okay.
You know, as well as DC Cash.
Now, Mo,
Heavy One is widely regarded as one of the top drummers in the go-go scene. Known for his explosive energy, razor-sharp timing, the raw drum rolls, and his syncopated rhythms that define go-go, Heavy One helped shape the unique sound that put Junkyard Band on the map. His masterful control of the pocket and ability to drive the beat with his foot pedal skills made him a cornerstone of the band's electrifying live performances. In a city known for rhythm and innovation, Heavy One's contributions have earned him a lasting place among DC's most respected and influential drummers.
Yeah, that was my best friend, man.
Yeah.
Next door neighbor. Hell of a drummer, man. That man was kicking like shit, young, man.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was junk. And that fat nigga right there, it's only one drummer that I put in front of him. That's Sugarfoots. All that other shit, I don't, you know, Sugarfoots. Foots, I love them. Juju, love them. Legends, though. These legends, though. Shout out to Juju, I love them. Heavy One was my favorite of all time.
Mine, too.
Despite their initial success, Junkyard faced challenges with Def Jam. The label signed the band but soon pushed them to adapt their sound to appeal to a broader, pop-oriented audience. This direction conflicted with the band's commitment to the go-go genre, which was deeply rooted in their cultural identity and local community. By the end of 1988, the band felt that their artistic integrity was compromised. In an interview, Mo Shorter, a manager alongside Derek McRae of the band, stated, "Well, by the time it was 1988, and nothing has happened for us. We're thinking that it's time for us to get out of this contract because we can do nothing by ourselves. So we started proceedings to get out of this contract. We were in our option year, which made it easy to get out of." After a national tour and separating from a major record label, the Junkyard Band would return back to D.C. to perform weekly in the D.C. metropolitan area to reconnect with their original fans during the height of the crack era. D.C. would be known as the murder capital during these years. They would continue their local success even with having strict band member rules, including school grades. Some members would eventually find their way into the street life.
So he had us on a salary. So we ain't never had no job. Ain't nobody in Junkyard ever worked. Heavy One was getting money. We had to work.
Heavy One, man, I swear to God, man. I can tell y'all so many stories about this racket fitness. It's just, it's crazy, man. Good old God. Heavy One the next week said, "Hey, Bama, why you be wearing them 2 big ass earrings?" He said, "Man, the nigga sold you get money." Man, next week he came in that motherfucker with 2 car rims on his ears. He was with it. He was on it.
He had money too.
He had that motherfucking money. Yeah.
Heavy One was getting money too. Heavy One was getting bricks, 2 free bricks. He ain't had to pay with the Junkyard Band. These guys love music, man.
Heavy One, a big guy known not just for his commanding role in the DC go-go scene, but also for his surprisingly sharp sense of style. he had a knack for dressing. His fashion choices reflected the confidence and charisma he brought to the stage, and a personality that balanced street authenticity with undeniable polish.
I used to meet Heavy One out Georgetown.
Oh, yeah?
The Heavy One used to be like, man, you gotta save some money, young boy.
Right,
You gotta put some money away, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was a fly, fat man. We used to meet him out that joint. He had the Gucci shit on.
Right.
He was always fly.
So Heavy One's on the drums. He got the Jordans. And I'm like, hold on, he on the drums with some Jordans. And he just drumming. I'm thinking, you know how
Like
when
it's
you drum,
nothing.
you gonna crease him up.
Yeah.
He just going. I'm like, all right.
The Junkyard Band has faced numerous trials and tribulations over the decades, including the devastating loss of several members to gun violence. Despite their musical success and efforts to uplift the community, the band has repeatedly been touched by the same street violence they hope to steer others away from. But Junkyard has continued to perform and honor the memory of their fallen members. On September 25, 1987, D.C. police found the body of 16-year-old Derek Ingram. The former drummer of Junkyard Band was lying dead behind a recreation center in the 3000 block of G Street Southeast.
16-year-old Derek Ingram was killed execution-style, handcuffed behind the back and shot twice in the head. These are the streets that 16-year-old Derek Ingram grew up on and died on. He is remembered as the kid who loved music, the kid who loved playing drums for the Junkyard Band, a popular Washington, D.C. go-go group of inner-city kids who made their junk funk music on empty paint buckets, tin cans, toy instruments, and anything else they could find. Police don't know who murdered Derek Ingram, but they do believe it was a drug deal gone bad.
In 1992, Shelton Shorty Pop Watkins was gunned down outside a go-go at the Classics nightclub in Temple Hills, Maryland. Shorty Pop was known for his vibrant energy and dedication to the go-go scene. It is widely believed that his involvement in criminal activities and a series of alleged murders played a significant role in his untimely demise. Despite the tragic end to his life, Shorty Pop's legacy and life story lives on. On September 29, 1992, Heavy One, 24 years old, was shot and killed when he pushed a friend to the ground. Several gunmen had jumped out of a car in an alley behind the 1200 block of Eaton Road in the Barry Farms housing complex in Southeast and approached Gaston and his friends from behind. The attackers began firing semi-automatic weapons. Residents reported hearing at least 30 rapid-fire rounds. At least 2 other members of the band were in the group that was fired on, acquaintances said. According to the Washington Post, a source said Heavy One apparently was not the intended target in the shooting, which may have resulted from a domestic dispute involving one of several men who were standing with Heavy One when he was shot. A second man who was shot and wounded, and a third man apparently ran toward Eaton Road seconds after the attack in an attempt to escape the gunman. Gaston, who had been hit in the back, collapsed between 2 buildings.
Well, you know, this is a very sad subject for myself. You know, Heavy One's death, did it have any impact on the guy's life in the band and the fans?
It had a definite impact upon the guys and the fans because we looked at what happened, how it happened, even though he wasn't the intended target of what happened. We looked at what happened and how it happened and said, well, we need to restructure the way we run around and have fun and do our lives, go about our lives every day.